the night's over. She'll probably be up till 1 a.m. anyway, so it's not a big deal.
All right, we are live. Welcome to D&D in the Sven Zone, doing a little bit of Nick's monthly campaign of awesomeness. Everybody say hi.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Excellent. We have sound. We have cameras. I will turn it over to Nick. Take it away.
Well,
Hi, Ashley. How you doing?
last time on the Crystal Heart campaign, the our intrepid adventurers found themselves facing the boss of the dungeon, Zazi, the decayed Naga. Um, it was a hard-fought battle, uh, but our heroes ended up prevailing and slaying the beast. In the aftermath, the brainwashed Tybalt family, the Merchant family that our friend or that our people here were trying to rescue,
Yep.
collapsed, but they were, falling unconscious and resting. And the group was subjected to a uh, holographic an illusionary projection of some other entity who did not introduce himself, but it was a large, imposing, dark figure with a wearing dark robes, with a skeletal chest that also had a similar crystal heart beating within, um, combined with another brief person who he referred to as Griffin, a some sort of beast or catfolk, with wearing a metal mask in the shape of a griffin's head, telling it to hunt and that he will be seeing you all soon, perhaps, um, before the illusion dissipated. Uh, Afterwards, you guys checked on the unconscious forms, or the unconscious Tybalt family, making sure they were okay but resting, um, before circling back over to Clay's room to find that he had that he had fled, using his powers over the earth to make and subsequently close a tunnel for himself. And our heroes took a much needed rest, a short break, as we had ended there for the night.
Damn, I don't
Um,
get to slap Ralph for making us making us go through all this trouble to find him. That's no fun.
I mean, you could, but he's kind of unconscious at the moment with his family, and so I think it would be generally frowned upon.
um,
I was hoping that he wasn't under on some sort. He was still under a spell, and I could slap him awake, like just go back and forth across his face, just like until he wakes up. Like snap out of it, Ralph, just to get some stress out of me. But I guess I'll have to wait until Ralph wakes up to slap him.
So I'm going to, as during our rest, talk to Ina and Phoenix. Do you guys have an idea of what that thing was? And with that, I would like to try to get a roll of some kind, if I can. Uh, was it a tabaxi? Was it a gnoll? Did anybody recognize what type of beast that thing was with the phoenix? I mean, with the griffin head on it.
I really don't know. I didn't get a clear view per se because I'm all the way in the back here, so
I would
I didn't
say
give a clear.
anyone who would like to give me we'll call it a nature or history check.
Okay.
I'll do history.
Feel free to
Do
just roll
you
in the chat.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you need? I had a 23.
Uh,
There it is. Okay.
yeah.
If you
And then if one would like, feel free
Wow.
to give me we'll say an Arcana or Religion check for the other figure.
I'll give an
I can do
Arcana check.
religion. That I can do with confidence. Although still not bad.
I love how you're like, all the intelligence-based roles, only intelligence-based roles. And it's
What,
like,
Ina's
my
not
intelligence
intelligent?
is a negative,
I was
but I
gonna
don't
say,
have
what, Ina's,
proficiency in any of them.
I was gonna say,
So
what,
14 is
Ina's
not
not
bad.
intelligent? I was gonna say, yeah, a 14 and a 9's not bad. Look at my pitiful 5 roll for
Yeah.
Arcana.
So all of you are able to kind of figure, thinking on it and kind of collectively just trading some notes. While I believe Ina might have been like the only person who might have actually met one of these. It appeared to be some sort of a Leonin, a lion folk. Um, Based off of the particular builds and fur type.
Say that one more time. A lichen?
Leonin, I believe that's
Oh,
how they say
Leonin.
it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Lion person, or
Right.
lion folk. Yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
And is there a reason why we would think it is a griffin head as opposed to an eagle? Because griffins have the head of an eagle?
uh, Granted, it did look like an eagle, but was also referred to as Griffin. So,
Ah,
um,
okay.
Griffin could be his name, though, as
Cool.
well, or his name he goes by, not so much what
Nice.
he's actually is. Think about it that way. Like, it could be a code name kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not going to give out his associate's real name.
Well, I think it's a little on the nose having, because a griffin, if I remember right, is the body of a lion with the head of an eagle. And here it is a leonin wearing a mask of an eagle. I don't know. I just don't think it's very creative. It's
I
like
mean, then
having a
again, my name
centaur
is
wear the head
also.
of a horse
Then
costume, you
again, my
know?
name is also. Then again, my name is also Phoenix, but I don't have any Phoenix-like abilities. So I mean, you can't really go
I don't
by
know.
that.
We
You know
haven't
what I
killed you
mean?
yet. You might come back in a flash of fire.
Who knows? But let's be real here. I think it was more of a code name than it is actually calling him saying he's wearing the head of a griffin. Because the head of a griffin and the head of an eagle look very similar. So, I mean, that's just my thought. I think it's a name.
So now that we have thought that it might be a leonin, what do we know about leonin? Are they just another race scattered throughout the world, or are they in one particular location? Are they always good? Are they always evil? What do we know about them?
Am I able to do a history check on that? Well,
we'll say this is kind of uh, with your other history check. Um, Leonin as a race aren't like particularly good or evil. There have been groups in the past that have done some bad things, and there's been other tribes that have done good things. Largely, they are not found on this continent, though.
Okay.
There is a continent to the would be the northwest, kind of where you generally are. That has a lot of beast folk on it. Where they might be like
so
more popular, but outside of that continent, they're not as widely known or not as widely seen.
we all know this, or is it just that I know because I rolled a 23 and their nature checks and history? What their nature checks wasn't that good.
I think just amongst all of you, you
Okay,
kind of notice
I
because
didn't
you're
know.
comparing notes and whatnot while you're sharing this.
Oh, okay,
Um, Barnacle also got like a 19 for his check, so
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
And I'm sorry I had other people talking to me. What did you say about the main baddie? The
I hadn't quite gotten to there
Okay.
because we were talking about the Leonin. You would say, I will say, you do know that in general, while they're a little bit more tribal when you find groups of Leonin, they do have a tendency to be, what's the term? I think it's like iconoclasts or They are typically anti-religion or against the gods.
Okay.
They are a lot of the different races in my world like have kind of a god, have a couple of patron gods that are like, you know, the a god of the gnome, or like a gnome god of something, or a giant god, or
Do I kn-
humans have
do
various
I
gods.
do I
The
know if any of the Leonin worship the god I worship? Is it a common god they worship? Mesneus or whatever?
uh well, as I'm saying, they're very much uh, in general, they do not worship the gods, and they also do not have a god of like. There's no Leonin god.
Okay.
Um, they're generally non-religious and will get into fights with religious groups.
Am
Or at
I
least they
able
have in the past.
am I able to pray to my god and because I worship the deity Mesneus, am I able to pray to my god and see if he'll answer me for any questions or anything like that or,
That is typically through like you typically would need some sort of like to directly ask a god questions
well,
and
not
get like a
directly
straight
asking God,
answer.
but not like a straight answer, but like maybe a revelation or something. Not so much really a straight answer. Get what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Hey, Mesnias, do you know who the bad guy is?" No, it's like
Well,
it would be
I'm more
like
meaning
more
like
of
so
well,
the kind of thing you're asking, like while you can pray and hope to more guarantee sort of an
Right.
answer, you kind of need a spell.
that's
Like
fair
there are
enough.
certain religious spell or divine spells that allow you to kind of ask those kind of questions.
Okay.
Um, you can still pray and then hope maybe as you sleep, your God will grant you a vision.
Well, that's what
Um,
I like to do. I would like to pray as we're taking this time ahead of thing, pray to him
mhm.
and see if he offers me any insight while I sleep tonight or when we get to a long rest.
All right. In that case, give me a religion check right now, and we'll come back to that. Um,
Religion check. All right.
yeah. With that, to
Do
kind
you
of
need it in the tower or chat?
in the tower, please. Now moving on to the other check, unless anyone has any more questions about Leonin or the figure you saw.
I don't have any
Uh,
questions.
yeah. The other figure you saw, Barnacle, you're kind of the only one who cast, but assuming you're just sharing the information as you're kind of thinking through it. Um, very clearly some sort of undead and of some sort of decent arcane capabilities. It was very clearly arcane capabilities, not divine, for the projection that he gave. Um, and based off of the figure you saw on, it's like, okay, he's very clearly undead of some kind.
Did we get
Um,
enough image to see what type undead he is? Like undead skeleton, undead zombie, undead, like do we know
well, you
what
saw a
type of
skeletal
undead?
rib cage and a crystal heart kind of being within it, and that's all
So
you really
he
saw of the figure.
can I recall to see through history or through religion or through any type of checks to see if I recall where I know that
So
skeleton
that's what the other check
from?
was that you rolled an at one on.
Oh, okay.
That I'm currently relaying the information for what you
Okay.
got as a group. Um, so, but outside those like very obvious points of okay, he is very much of some sort of arcane capability and undead of some kind. Um, uh, Barnacle, from what you can tell, like it wasn't how to describe the information. You're unsure exactly what kind of undead he is, but it doesn't seem like he is from like various religious teachings and like epic battles of the past. He It's definitely not something of the level of say a lich. Like it's definitely not of that level. Um, but definitely some sort of intelligent undead. Uh, you're unsure of what kind. Just like gauging power level. It's like, okay, intelligent undead, so he's able to, if his words were correctly, have quote unquote Zarzi as a pet. But just as best as you can tell, he didn't seem to exude the power of some world threatening or what your religious stuff or religious text would have described the presence and seemingly power level of a lich.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, so the bad guys
Does he
don't really
need
know what he is. He's probably not a lich. From what I understand, liches have these things called phylacteries where they put their soul, and this thing seems to have that crystal heart. So that's probably not his phylactery. So I don't think he's an actual lich. He also doesn't have enough charisma to be a lich.
could it be a Eidolon, maybe? A Eidolon? Do I know if he's an Eidolon? Do I recall
you
anything,
don't
see
know.
anything, don't know. Alright.
And real quick, want to say shout out to Joe Fu Panda. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi. He says the Crystal Heart roll credits. It's probably not an important detail. It's only a passing thought in the campaign, even. All right, so that was it. That's all I wanted to do during the break. Just chat, see if we could get a little bit more clues as to where to go and what we're supposed to be doing. Any word from Zolbit? Does he have his 2 cents? Any DM clues he wants to give us?
In Zolbit's case, I do not know what that entity was. I have a colleague to the southwest who might have some help if it's if he's anything in the area, but no, I only knew about Zazi from legend. Yeah, that's kind of his 2 cents.
We put together if they're part of the cultist group that Zarzi was part of. Because
It
Zarzi
seems
leads the
like
cultist.
Zazi might have been, whether or not he wanted to admit it or not, subservient to that other entity.
Right.
Okay.
And as far as you're concerned, but we're good to go, right? We've done everything we need. You wanted us to do?
Yes,
Woohoo!
yes. Zazi's hold on
Quest
this
complete.
swamp is no more. Still much to do in my case to repair the balance of nature, but
You got to make another bushy
the
brow
corruption
too.
has stopped. That's yes, I will have to. Much of my resources have been sapped and depleted by this invasion, but now I will have a chance to replenish and repair. I think we already resolved the effects of the short rest last time. I believe was the case.
Yes.
At the end, around the time your kind of short rest is coming to an end, Ralph and his family he kind of start to come to. They're still kind of like out of it and groggy, but they do start to come to kind of at the end of your short rest. Also, just check. Ina, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes,
Okay.
I
Hadn't quite heard from you yet, so just double checking.
You got to step away
sorry.
for
Sometimes
2 minutes. Be right back.
All right, sounds good. in that case, was there anything specific you wanted to do during the short rest?
Not in particular.
Okay. And I guess Phoenix, you already mentioned you were gonna pray for a little bit, but was there anything else you wanted to short and sweet?
No, just praying. Also, did my things is to fight with Zarzi and Decayed Naga. Has my tattoo grown any up my arm still, or is it still at the
Nope,
same
not
length?
since.
Basically,
Yeah, at the moment, it's still at the kind of like same level when you you know last rest slash leveled up.
does my tattoo glow as I'm praying, or
Yeah, I mean, as you kind of pray and trying to kind of invoke your connection, it glows a little bit.
okay? I didn't know if it was glowing like when it grew up my arm glowing, or it was just glowing like actually glowing, just like regular. That's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
just kind of like regular as when you like generally cast your magic or kind of call upon that connection.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. No. Ralph kind of and his family kind of comes to. They're groggy and out of it. But is there anything you particularly want to do with them?
Ask him what he remembers. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Ralph, now that you came to, buddy, what do you remember about what happened that got you here?
Ugh,
Any information helps us figure out what we need to do next to stop this people."
Phoenix. Uh, what are you? What are you doing here?
We saved you from you were brainwashed basically, and we saved you. So that's what you're doing here. That's what we're doing here. We're the rescue
Uh,
party.
I remember being dragged to the swamp and then eventually taken in front of this monster, and then just water. That's
Yeah, I'll offer him some water for my water ration for my water skin for him and his wife and kids and stuff so they can get going and any food as well. Have want food rations. I got food rations on me as well. I can offer them some. So
yeah, yeah. They will partake and get generally. Um,
I'll
we're
come
gonna
over.
we're
I'll
gonna
come
want a
over and
moment longer before we move, if that's all right.
that's
We have
fine.
a
We're in no big hurry to go anywhere. I mean, we've came
yeah.
this far. At least we can wait for you to get where you need to be.
Yeah.
And I'll go
I will
over
say at
and
this point, I'm going to remind you guys that there is a room that you have not checked out yet. There was a room that had kind of like a magic enchantment on it that kind of fell when Zarzi died that you have not checked. Um,
I mean, do you think it's safe to check with Ralph and Tybalt family here, Barnacle? I mean, what if we get in a fight? Tybalt can't protect himself. I mean, what do we do here?
So
I
have we
mean,
finished the
like,
short rest?
yes, you have finished the short rest at this point, which is
Okay.
when they kind of came to.
yeah,
Yeah, we can leave them
I'm
here.
asking about.
Just leave them here in the room, and then we can lock the door behind us, and we'll go check it out real quick. I don't expect with Zarzi dead. I don't expect there to be too much more opposition, but it's all right.
I mean, should we leave
I
one of us here just in case?
Yeah.
So
Zolbit will kind of like
Nice.
I'll stay with the Tybalt family to help them. I actually have some nice tea that helps with headaches that they seem to be suffering from.
There you go.
And he kind of like starts pulling out
all
some
right,
stuff to make tea.
all right, there
Uh,
we go. Problem solved then.
That's right.
yeah.
All right, Ralph. I said, Ralph. All right, Ralph, sit tight, buddy. We're gonna go check something out. We will be right back. Zolbit is going to stay here with you guys and prepare you some lovely herbal tea that is great for headaches.
Uh, yeah, sounds good. As he's, like they're kind of all holding their head
Yeah,
like they have a big headache.
yeah.
um, you know, and yeah, but they're definitely having some of the water and rations be shared with them. But feel free to move about the cabin. I'll reshare the map just in case.
I got the map up currently, but all right. Well, since I wasn't here for the last campaign, I'll let Barnacle lead on this one. Lead us to the door. Barnacle and Ina, if you would.
I don't believe tokens are locked.
Honestly, I don't know. Let me zoom out. Did you circle the room that we haven't been to?
It's
It
to
is
the
this
right.
room right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let Ina and Barnacle lead the way. And Merritt, because they were here. Well, they were here before me, so.
Walk around the pit that's in the floor.
Yeah, I went around the pit that's in the floor. I didn't go through
Well,
it.
I just saying you guys walk around and walk out the door. Sven, were you saying something?
So Cal's Merritt's gonna stay as the cultist for now, and he will let the family know that he'll drop the disguise for a moment and let him know that it's him. He just finds it easier to fool people when he's looking like Cal, and he'll be still look like Cal as we move toward this last door.
After you, Barnacle?
And do I hear anything at the door?
Give me a perception check. In the tower, please.
Burpees for perception. There you go.
You don't really hear anything beyond the door. You think you hear the faint sound of like water, like little waves. But other than that, you don't really hear anything. The
Right.
waves are a little faint, but
Do I see any traps? If not, I'll open it.
nope. You don't see any traps, nor does it really appear to be locked. Uh, Opening the room with your vision. Well, I don't have it marked in here. You open the room to see crates of boxes of coins, like a whole pile, various pieces of art. It looks to be a. If I pull up the thing again. You see what looks to be a nicely displayed bag, some pair of boots that are nicely displayed or like on a little display, a little token, a couple of various trinkets, piles of coins. It looks to be like a lot, like a giant pile of silver coins that are kind of dominating the room. You don't see anyone else in the room. You just
Is it a treasure vault that we see?
it looks like this is where Zarzi kept a lot of his nicer hoard items. As you kind of remember back, you did stumble across a room that had a bunch of like copper pieces and some like broken art pieces in the upstairs. But this all seems to be like silver, some gold, various little, some gems and some art pieces.
Well, Phoenix is gonna walk in and look around and see if anything's booby trapped, or stick his head through the door, not actually walk through, and just look to see if there's anything that I can fall into, or anything that I'm gonna get stabbed by, or if the room's gonna collapse, or
Give me
something
an
along those
investigation
lines.
check.
Investigate. Do you
As you
mean in
guys
the
kind of
tower?
yeah, in the tower, please. As you
Alright.
kind of step into the room, and your eyes kind of vision and light spreads to the kind of other half of the room, you can tell there's a small dock area that leads into some water that seems to be, kind of have some little bit of waves and are kind of splashing around a little bit in an unnatural way,
Alright.
similar
I
to what the
put the check
other
in
room
the
was.
tower.
Yep, I see it.
I move yourself in
Yep.
so the rest of us can go. So let's take an inventory of this so we can return these stolen goods to their rightful owners. uh, uh, I, I'm a funny guy.
Thank
Uh,
I
you,
mean,
Aspen.
Phoenix, I guess as you're looking around, it looks like the railing here is definitely not up to structural code. Plus, a large portion of it looks to be missing. Probably so Zardi could move through, but what little railing there is, it's like not structurally sound. That's all you really find. That's like
okay.
of out of place
So
or
am I able to tell
potentially harmful.
that this is all the same body of water? They're all connected.
I would say yes.
Okay.
You can tell that seems to be part of the same body of water. You think there's probably some sort of while you can like see kind of the walls in for this room, you're pretty sure there's probably some sort of like underwater connection or between the two. At the very
I'm
least,
gonna
the
be
water is very much similar.
Phoenix is gonna be a scumbag loot goblin and say we take whatever we can hold and return everything else that belongs to people that we know that need it.
Um, Merritt is going to keep his. Merritt has a bone javelin since when? I don't think he's ever used it.
I,
Anyway, he's
I
going
think he
to.
picked it up off of one of the lizard folk for his disguise.
He's got his crossbow out and he's sort of keeping watch. He doesn't trust this. He expects something to come out of the water, so he's watching.
Okay. As you're looking around, there are some notable items. Uh, one of which you do find like what looks to be a crate of 10 bottles of wines that's labeled like Tybalt wine,
Nice.
um, which is some pretty
I
nice
think
wine. Some other
I
stuff.
think
I'm actually just
Tibble
going
would
to
probably
throw
want
this.
his. I think Tibble would probably want his wine back, so Phoenix is gonna take it back to him if nobody wants it.
It's a brand. It's not his. It's
Oh,
a
I thought it was his
so
little
Tybalt
labeled his
Winery.
wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh, if you remember, Tybalt is a wine merchant.
Yep.
He's who's based out of
Yeah, okay.
the village of Falsefay, where his home is.
Okay.
He's the one
Uh,
we first came with.
Yeah.
What is the decorative chanfron? Is that
uh,
like?
a chanfron is basically a horse helmet.
Oh, okay. So it's a horse
Yeah,
helmet.
yeah, a helmet for a horse. There's some various trinkets that you can find here. Couple of nice amethysts. As I mentioned, I guess some items of note. There looks to be a pair of nice boots, which has with some stylized runes along its sole and kind of
The bag
general
of
design.
holding or just the standard bag?
The bag is just nice. It looks to be a nice, well-made bag that's being kind of displayed on its own, similar to
Okay.
this pair of boots that I'm pointing out. You also find what looks to be a little um, token of a tree that its branches kind of seem to um, form into like the symbol of Merlane. You find a looks to be a little emblem that could attach onto a book. That's also being displayed. Beyond that, you have stuff like the decorative horse helmet, chanfron.
The boots that have the runes on them, are they magical boots or are they just
Give me an
general
Arcana
wordy
check.
like okay. In the tower in person in the chat.
Just in the chat.
24.
Yeah, they're definitely magical.
All right, well, I am going to take the boots and have Barnacle analyze them if you would like to, Barnacle, to see if you know what they are or can identify them. Because if I can wear them, I will definitely wear
I
those
will
if they give me
say
some fun power.
with the nat 20, it's these boots are you know what these boots are. I'll just identify
Okay.
them for you real quick. You're able to kind of figure out what they are and what they do. These are boots of springing and striding.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Great for
They're an
people with
uncommon
tiny
magic
legs.
item. Yeah. If your walking speed is less than 30, it becomes 30. Your speed is not reduced if you are encumbered. In addition, you can jump 3 times the distance, your normal jump distance.
I say we give it to the wildfire spirit.
I think the boots might be a little too.
I hate to break it to you, but he can move faster than you.
Yeah. I was gonna say I will take the boots and put them on and wear them if nobody wants them. Cause
Well, since
I could.
I can't move that fast, this would bring me up to everybody else's speed.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, if you want them, go ahead take them. But you have to attune to them. So.
And that, I'll say between kind of all of you, you kind of figure that the little token of the tree, or the little religious tree token, is magical, along with the bag and the emblem that I pointed out. You aren't sure
What is
exactly what they do off the top of
what
your
is
head,
the
but
bag?
you'll
Can
need
I
to take
do
some
it?
time to identify it.
I was gonna say, can I do an Arcana check to identify it?
Uh, yeah, it's a common enough item that you might be able to just roll an Arcana check in the chat. Anyone else who would like to kind of figure out what these items are, whether
Well,
it's
I have
through
no clue.
just anyone who would like to roll Arcana checks, feel free.
I was
All
gonna
right,
say,
I'm checking.
Barnacle, that
Oh,
might
he
be her.
is. All right, so Merritt will definitely look at it.
Yeah, I will say religion also works for the little tree token.
Excellent.
Can I do religion for the tree token now?
Sure.
Okay, Barnacle is not rolling well tonight. Or Phoenix is not rolling well tonight. Barnacle's rolling better.
uh, yep. I'll say for the bag, it takes some time, but you are able to figure out. Yeah, this is definitely a bag of holding.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Mostly, you end up resulting to just you know trial and error depictions rather than like just studying the like finely woven in runes and whatnot.
Right.
You end up just like sticking your hand in, realize like, oh, there's like kind of disappears. You try sticking an item in, then you pull it out, and kind of figure it out that way. As for the other item, this is a Merlane tree token. An item that can be used as a spell focus or as a holy symbol or a druidic focus. I mean, spell focus, not a arcane focus. And also, this rare magic item can be used outdoors to create a giant tree.
Nice. So this would be
So that
definitely
would
for
be something
Ina,
up
or
here.
if she doesn't want, we'll give it to Zobit.
I thought you used the Pray to the God of Marlene Barnacle.
No, no, mine's of the sea, Agdar.
Yeah.
The sea and the
Ah,
the storms and the thunder and lightning.
okay. All right, all right. I was just wondering because I could have swore you stayed at the Temple of Marlene. That's why I was asking. Because, like, I didn't,
I
really
mean,
ask
he
that of
did
you.
stay
So,
there.
yeah,
It's
that's why I assumed because they offered him, betting and kidnapping that he was part
the
of the Marlene Temple.
religions of Agdar, or the following of Agdar and the following of Merlane, are
Yeah.
close.
Okay.
Uh, there's one last item if people would like to make Arcana checks for it for the little book emblem.
I will make an Arcana check for it.
Does the
22.
can seem to be like a musical instrument? Metal can that has no opening but sounds like it's filled with liquid sand or glass.
Yep. Yeah, it looks to be like some sort of um, uncommon kind of magic item, or not magic item, musical instrument. Blech.
Okay, cool.
I'm like, okay, cool,
I said
okay,
magic
it's
item, but I meant
magic.
like it looks like a musical instrument. Um, Something kind of almost similar to like a maraca.
Right.
Well, if nobody wants the bag of holding, I will take it and put some of the
Everybody would like a
gemstones
bag
in.
of holding. That's a anybody can
Between the
use that. It's an
two
awesome
of you
item.
guys, you are able to figure out that
Yeah.
this book emblem is something known as a protective emblem. It's if you put it on a book, the book potentially becomes immune to non magical damage, so you can't just like tear it or have it get wet or burn.
Wow.
Uh, and also, if this emblem is attached to a book and the book is on your person, the holder can cast shield once per day
Well, I already can cast shields, so that's either for
without
Merit or
If you guys
Barnacle.
explain what it does, like, seems like she's interested in it.
Go for it.
Go for it, Ina. Take it.
you got a
Alright.
book.
Um, I mean, I can tell you what it is that wants to put it on later, Nick, because that's character stuff. But
Sure, why not? If you got well, basically, if you have a book or book-like object to put it on, it doesn't have to strictly be a book. Um, yeah, go for it. So do is
I was gonna say we divvy out the gold pieces and silver pieces to everybody as well, shouldn't we?
normally I would like at this point be like, hey, there are literally 2,000 over 2,000 silver pieces that are in a huge pile, but you have a bag of holding, so you don't really have to worry about that.
Right. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Um,
Yep.
Yeah.
no, I'm like legit
Um,
over here. Like,
so the wig
honestly, does
is
Ina care? No, she doesn't. She doesn't care about money.
Cal is definitely taking the wig. Add it to
I was gonna
his.
say I'll take the and hold the amethyst if you want them. If you want me to, the amethyst and diamonds, since I'm already holding the rubies, we can all bunch them together and sell them at the jeweler.
as I scroll through my stuff, there was. Oh, you already grabbed it.
I recognize what the portrait is. Who the portrait is of.
Give me a quick religion check.
Religion. Okay.
Can I do a skill check to see what musical instrument the metal can is?
Uh, Give me a history check.
History check on 16.
Uh, I'm realizing I don't actually have a name for this. You know that Phoenix, you definitely know what kind of instrument this is. Um, the best I can give you off the top of my head, it's something similar to a maraca.
Nice.
Something similar to a maraca. All right, fair
You know, like
enough.
you shake it, it makes noise. You shake it in this, with certain beat, you you have music for your song. Um,
Okay, so it's like yeah, I know it. I kind of get what it is. There's actually been real instances of this kind of thing made in real life. Basically,
well,
Yes,
it's like it.
correct.
I
Yeah,
just don't know what the name of it would be off the top of my head. Um, I thought I had the name. I just realized I'm drawing a huge blank. As for Barnacle, um, is a portrait sketch of a closet.
Okay, interesting.
okay, so a quick Google search is actually called a gonza, which is a hand percussion instrument similar to a maraca that makes noise when shaken and filled with items. So it's technically called an egg shaker or a gonza, if we're going to be politically correct here. So,
Sounds good. I'll just rename it Gonza.
yeah, gonza, musical instrument, please, because I won't recall what a gonza is off the top of my head.
All right, so we'll give it to the demon adjacent merit.
There you go. Here, I'm just going to real quick tribute the
Oh, that's
gold
that.
and
Okay.
whatnot.
All right. Well, so Ina, did you want the tree? Let you.
Honestly, I was thinking about it, and the answer is maybe, but also it's not like something that piques our interest, especially when compared to the little charm that she got. But she'll take it and
60 feet
probably use
tall,
it.
5 foot diameter. Just think of what it would look like if you set it on fire.
She would not use up a magical token just to set it on fire.
I was gonna say Phoenix is going to take the diamond and the
Wait a minute. Let me
two
see.
amethyst.
Do we know how much the diamond is? Yeah. So that's now
Yes.
this. I'm gonna hold on to the diamond because this. If you guys ever die, when I get a little bit more power, I need this to bring you guys back to life.
All right, fair enough. You hold on to the diamond, I'll take the amethyst then. I already have the ruby, so
It's not something we would ever sell. The diamond.
we all gonna do rock paper scissors for the bag of holding since all
Yeah, we should
four of us
roll.
technically won it. Yeah, I was gonna say
Ina does
roll.
not. Well, yeah, no,
In that
Ina,
case,
I would say, is not interested in doing rock, paper, scissors for.
I will say I would assume Cal would be interested in it. So Ina, if you would like to roll d20 for Cal, Barnacle and Phoenix each roll d20s. Whoever rolls the highest, just a straight d20. Whoever rolls the highest gets the item. Looks like it goes to Phoenix.
All right.
Yep.
If you guys need me to hold anything, feel free to let me know. I can even hold your souls in it. Does that function as a soul holding item as well?
No.
No, so I can't steal the souls of the enemy and from my using my god's power and just store it inside the bag of holding.
Nope. That is very much a different item.
Oh,
Ah,
whoa.
fair
Yeah, I'll say
enough.
the wheat, and um, the wheat sculpture should also go to the
I was
druid
gonna
person.
say the bead bracelet, is that a blessed item by any means? Do we know off the top of our head? Because
No, it
beads
just
are some.
looks like a nice bead bracelet.
All right, so it's not blessed in any way.
Nope, just it's worth 25 gold.
I can shove the case of 10 fine wines in the bag of holdings, and none of us have to hold it if you want to.
I mean,
Probably for the best.
Yeah, you can put the 7
Or
wine
we could
in your
give it
bag.
back
That's
to
fine.
Ralph, but we could also just not.
All right, well, I'll put it in the bag of holding. How do I even do that? Just curious. Do I just put it in my inventory and just stick it in the bag of holding? How does that work? Because I've never had a bag of holding on Nick.
well, so what you're gonna do is in your inventory under location, you're gonna put
Okay.
bag of holding, and then over on the little circle symbol, where it says, which should say like carried.
Oh, equipped it. Okay, there we
Yeah,
go.
equipped, carried. You're going to click on the items that you put in the bag of holding until they are unequipped, like so until it's an empty circle. And you will specifically do that for the items in the bag of holding because their weight does not count against you.
Okay, so what I do is I just click the items to put in the bag of holding, basically.
Well, so under the location, so like say here for the fine wine, if you're looking in your inventory,
Okay.
you put right bag of holding, and it
Oh,
will
okay, I got it.
reorganize to that. And then over to where the like circle is, you go until it's an empty circle like so.
Okay, not carried. All right, got you.
Yeah. So that if it had a weight, it would then no longer count as weight. I could have sworn I gave you. What happened to the?
7, yeah.
Why is it only 3? Oh, because you. Oh, that's fine wine. Sorry, I was looking at the fine wine, not the Tybbalds.
Yeah,
Um,
he took the wine from before too.
yeah, yeah. It is case sensitive, by the way, for the location. So that's why if it doesn't like actually properly do stuff, it'll. Yeah, and then you typically will have to like click on the name of a different item for it to like refresh. Yeah, that's and that'll generally work with if you say well like specify this is being worn or this is in my backpack or this is in somewhere else. That's generally what the location tab is for organizing kind of by where it is or what it's in. But yeah, anyways, we got 4 more
Um,
items. The bead bracelet. There's the decorative chanfron. I think I'm saying that right. The Merlane painting and the kind of silver wheat sculpture. Those last 3 will not fit in the bag of holding. Well,
I
the
know.
chanfron might with some finagling, but the painting is definitely like a, it's a something you like put on a wall. It's a decent sized painting, and then of course the sculpture is like real life as to what like a small little like parcel of wheat might be. It's
Oh wow.
Phoenix is
Okay.
going to take the bead bracelet, the rubies and amethyst in his backpack and put them in his backpack
okay. Uh,
that I have on me. So,
so you also don't have to take it if you really don't want to, because you'll have to like kind of carry this around.
I mean, money is money at the end of the day, brother. So,
Well, these art pieces you'll have to actually like carry around.
no, we're not taking art pieces. We're in agreed, right? How big is the silver sculpture? Is it small, medium size?
It's like uh 1-to-1 size for what an actual like small like wheat bundle would be. Like not like a large bundle of wheat, but like a something that you could carry in your arms. Uh, so yeah, probably the size of I'd say like as if you were to hold like a bunch of spears in your hand. Not quite the same length, but I'm trying to like give some dimensions without like by comparing it to other stuff. But here, just
Could like put it on her back or something, no?
yeah, you could easily carry it.
I mean, if we're not gonna take any more stuff, then I suggest we dip out there. Also, there's one gold piece left, by the way. Who wants it?
Like
No, we just
yeah,
leave
here
it
we
in a
go.
party sheet and it'll be distributed later when we
Oh,
get more
okay.
gold.
All right.
Mhm. Yeah, here it's a Give a So Ina said she was taking the wheat sculpture. If you want to leave the other items, feel free.
Yeah, I suggest we leave the other items that we actually physically cannot carry, because I'm not trying to carry a painting into a fight.
Yeah, that's generally what it looked. The sculpture, like the size of the sculpture, is like the size of the wheat in this guy's hands.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'll hopefully give you like an idea of how big the sculpture is.
I don't know. I think it's neat.
Yeah,
It's very cool. I agree.
yeah.
And it's a grass that doesn't burn, so wildfire spirit can play with it.
True. The wildfire spirit can hide behind it?
That's
Question
right.
mark.
Yeah.
There you go. We'll
What's it
have a
like? It is like
portable
one
hiding.
solid, like it is one solid piece. But like it looks like it's a bunch of different like stalks of. I think that's the right word. Stalks of
Yeah.
grain, like in a bundle.
No, I read the description. I'm like, wow, that's so fancy.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah. I guess one final. Are you guys gonna take the other two items, or are you just gonna leave them?
Just leave them. I think we're in accordance here, right, guys? I mean, we can't really carry a painting or anything else, or a chamfron.
If they don't
I
fit
mean,
in the
we'll
bag of
leave.
holding, no, yeah, we'll leave them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ina's just along for the ride. She's just like, yeah, we'll just leave them. I have no say so in this.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
In
I
that
keep
case,
forgetting I pushed to talk. Honestly, it would be nice if we could return everything, but we don't have the space for it. We don't have the space for it, so.
We
Yeah.
don't have anything else going on in here. We can start. Let's try it. I'll get the horse thing. If you want to carry the thing, and then because this place is empty, so in theory we should be able to get back. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't there cultists on the first floor that we walked by? I mean, did we fight those guys? I mean,
you guys outside of the Tybalt family, you guys have literally killed everyone in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
It was
And
probably
Clay,
mostly
who,
during that one fight where
yeah,
we may or may not have
actually, no.
someone we're not
There
going
is
to
one
be
other
close
exception.
to
There's
cast
the
Thunderwave.
Yeah, outside of Tybalt family, Clay who ran away, and that one snake person who you saw with the eggs, like a while ago.
so
You've
we're a bunch
killed
of murder
everyone you've
hobos,
met.
basically.
We did not kill the children.
Murder hobos don't kill children, they just kill everybody else. That's why I said we're a bunch of murder hobos.
Yeah, we just gotta leave the prodigy or is it progeny the word I'm thinking of to like
Yes,
want
I
to
think
get
so.
revenge on us later.
That's right. Come back.
Yeah.
There's the BBEG. All right.
I mean, you gotta be someone has to be like the tragic origin story of, the next wave of heroes.
That's right.
I know,
No one
exactly.
said it couldn't be the last wave of heroes.
It turns
Rude.
it turns out Tybalt is the baby EG in the end at the beginning. And we have to fight Tybalt in all his glory.
Well, as Joe Fu Panda pointed out in the chat, Tybalt is actually a trickster god in the Magic the Gathering world. Looks sort of like a tiefling, and he's a planeswalker that loves playing tricks on people. So yes, he could be.
I guess we'll have to find out. Well,
All right, so we'll head out.
Yep, we'll head out.
Go grab.
Tybalt.
I'm gonna give one of my one of the bottles of wine to Ralph.
Oh, thank you. Fine, yeah.
So you can either save it or sell it. Either one. You can do whatever you feel you need to do, but feel you can. We don't need all of them, so feel free.
Much appreciated. Thank you. Are we going? I don't know if I would like to be here for that long.
Got your
Do we
strength
go
back?
soon?
Well, then let's head on out.
Yes. Thank you for being patient with us. Yeah. No, if you guys, yeah, they'll start following you as you guys start heading out. I guess on your way out, is there any stops you'd like to make on the first floor,
No,
or
I
I
think
guess
just
on this
getting
floor?
out of, I think just getting out of here would be the best bet.
Yeah, this floor we
I can't think of anything interesting.
we had checked
Yeah,
everything,
so,
so this floor is good. I don't remember missing anything in the top floor either. So
yeah.
There was
Anything
one room that you saw but didn't really interact with that had a bunch of like copper pieces in it.
I thought we had gone in there.
Eh.
You had gone in there,
Yes,
but then
no.
you just left everything.
Yeah. Yep. I don't feel a need to go back. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, neither do I. I suggest we just get out of here. Exit left, exit stage left. You know what I mean? Before anything else happens.
All right. Yeah, you're able to do so without much difficulty. Um, as you exit kind of back into the kind of dammed basin area, feeling the light on your skin, you kind of realize it's getting to about at this point it would be just afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock or so.
I related Tybalt that we kinda ditched out on the warden of the village, so you might have to vouch for us, Tybalt, that we kinda saved you. Just saying, cause yeah, that's not gonna go well when we get back into the village. So that's
Literally doesn't care. She's just like, we'll just not go back. It's fine.
yeah, but Tybalt lives there though. That's the problem. We have to take Tybalt back.
Zolbit would like, and well, hopefully all the opposition that you had obtained or had in the village could not. I can't say for the constable, but I don't know if he was affected or not. But any of the other attacks you might have had should not be there anymore. Anyone under the influence of Zazi, similar to the Tybalt family here, should not be affected anymore. They should be back to their proper senses.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the constable. I'm worried we're gonna get arrested. That's what I'm worried about. And I can't do time in jail. I'm too good looking. I won't last in jail.
They're probably more likely. I'm sure you can work things out. Coming back to the. Here, I'll just show this image again, or this map again. Well, as you were having walked out, this was the, entrance of the dungeon. As you kind of like go to leave, Zolbit will spend some time, damaging the dam so that the water starts to flow again into the base and into the dungeon.
And so it floods it?
Well, you see that he's going. Well, if you wanted to stop that, you can. But
No,
like you can
I'm
see, he
just
has the full intention of like, breaking the wooden dam here.
Nice.
Honestly, would be more inclined to help than to stop him, but
Yeah. Like
Mm.
I don't know if you like wanted to stop it or not, but like you gotta break this little dam and then have the water flow, which would then naturally flood the dungeon.
Yeah, I
But
have
yeah,
no intention of stopping him. That's fine.
but with probably some of your guys' help, he does so, and the water starts to flow and starts to flood the dungeon. But beyond that, he's you guys start to head back. Um, yeah, with that, we do have a 3-day journey to either Zolbit's Druid Circle, or Druid's Grove, or to Falsfang. Zolbit's just gonna head towards his grove if you guys are traveling with him for that. Regardless, it's the same direction for either or. But uh, for this first, I guess, half day's travel, uh, someone give me a D100.
who wants to be on the chopping block?
There's 3 days and there's 3 of us. So I'll go first and then pass it off to someone else.
Alrighty,
6.
that's a well. Two things happen. First, as you guys start to take off, unfortunately, Merritt isn't here. But as you walk, starting to get like properly into your travel, screeching out of one of the trees, just
Not
landing
the
on
squirrel.
on Merritt, is this feral looking squirrel. This time, like landing on
No.
Merritt's head, causing him to like panic and wildly like fling him around or fling until he like flings the damn squirrel off. To which it like it lands with a thud, rolls over, looks like it's dead for a second before getting up, giving it a like unholy screech at you before scampering off again. Um, Actually, you know what? Roll fire bolts for merits. Pretty sure that's one of his cantrips.
Character.
This squirrel is pretty impressive because it can see through his disguise.
Smells it.
Yeah, no, it's not an ordinary squirrel,
Here it
that's for
is.
sure.
Oh, group summary actions. There we go. Have at thee.
Oh no.
He's very flustered.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, the squirrel is just too fast, and he misses and gets away. Yeah. Other than that, as you go along, here you go. I need Barnacle. I need you to give me a. Let's make sure I'm in the right. Roll me a D10. Okay. Rolling as I flip to the right. Here we go. You come across a tree with unpredictably twisting branches and pale bark that peels off in thin, silky sheets. A paper bark tree, a punk tree,
Okay.
That's bark can be used to make a salve that acts as a greater healing potion.
Wow.
Excellent.
And you are able to get enough to make 2 of those, but I'll be a later check to make them. I will just real quick throw out. Punk bark. I will throw that on you in just a second.
Okay. See, hanging around with you druids, it's rubbing off on me.
Phoenix is just sitting there laughing as we see Merritt or whoever is shooting the scroll with a firebolt. Just saying.
All right, there you go. You got 2 punk tree bark in your inventory now. Yeah. Other than that, your days of travel is uneventful. Gotta pull out my good old special plants thing. Yeah. As you come to rest for the night, if I could get perception checks for everyone as you kind of keep watch, and then we're going to
Did
transition
I have
into our
to
level up.
did I have to roll a check for anything, or because my brain wasn't working, I was busy talking to
If you
people in the
for your
background.
night's watches, if you all could roll perception checks, and then we're also going to
In
go
the
into
tower or in the.
in the tower, please.
All right.
Yep. And we're going to transition into our level up as everyone levels up to
Snap.
level 5.
I forgot.
Nice time to give Merritt that level of monk he's been talking about.
I will deal with we'll level up merit later. So for now, merit will stick out at level 4 for the rest of the session, and he'll level up next time we
Yep.
get a chance.
Alright, so he'll.
What's your things against me multi-classing as a? So I know this may sound like a odd question, but what is your roles against me multi-classing as a fighter, but as a different branch of fighter, not just like tied down to one branch? Like I'm an Eldritch Knight, but say I wanted to multi-class into, say, a fighter of a different caliber, like the Bear Totem fighter or something like Tusk is.
Well,
You know what I'm
a
saying?
bear totem fighter, that's a barbarian
Well,
fighter.
not a Bear Totem, but the other thing of fighter you are, basically, whatever the other branch of fighter you
A
is.
champion
That's what I.
fighter?
Yeah, champion
Uh,
fighter. That's what I'm
so
asking. What
different
would you.
subclass.
Yeah, different
Uh,
subclass, but still remain an Eldritch Knight, but branch into, say, champion. So, like, for example, what would you be against that to have two different, say, fighting styles, kind of like a dual fighting style? Like, I have the magic of an Eldritch Knight, but also the fighting prowess as a champion fighter.
so
Because technically,
that
I'll be level 5, so, like, I could do 3 in the Eldritch Knight and 2 into Champion Fighter, because you unlock Champion Fighter at level 2, correct?
no, you would get it at so you get your subclass stuff at starting at level 3 for fighter.
Okay.
Um, and then it's like um, at different levels.
Did anything happen
So, what
overnight?
would.
Uh, I'll
So,
do
I
that
was just
here,
asking,
guys. Watch.
I was asking, would you guys would you be against me multi-classing as a fighter, but 2 subclasses instead of 1?
That I would say.
Because,
Give me a
like, that's
minute to
gonna.
think, look up some stuff and think about that. because that's a little
Okay.
bit trickier than multi-classing into different
Yeah, that's what I'm
things.
saying because it would be
Uh,
it would be
so my
interesting to
answer
figure
is
it out.
maybe give me a minute.
Yeah.
um, as real quick as for just the night stuff, most of your guys' watches seem to go by uneventfully. Cal is, or Merritt is like, I swear that squirrel is following me. I don't see it, but I swear it's out there, and I will
Also,
shoot it if I see
dumb,
it.
dumb
Um,
question. Am I able to, do I hear any voices or anything from my god over a long rest as well?
uh, I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I guess the only other thing is Ina. As you're kind of taking your watch, it feels like the swamp is almost more at peace. Um, just like the land feels more at peace.
Kind of like a sigh of relief after the
Yes.
cancerous tumor is removed.
Um, on that, before we get and resolve other stuff, is there any other particular questions for leveling up people have for me besides Joker's question, which I will have to look into?
I got nothing.
Okay, so we did talk about this, but am I getting Fireball instead of uh which one was it? I can't remember. Let me open it.
I believe it was, yeah, instead of the other, or well, let's see, let me just check. But yes, we had already talked about that for Ina. Those are
So plant growth and revivify. So maybe
yeah,
like
you can
cuz
switch out one of those and for Fireball instead, as your kind of always prepared thing. I think we talked about doing it with plant growth because you could just prepare plant growth if you really wanted to. What are you doing? But yeah.
I am sticking with cleric.
Okay.
I forget how do you do hit points. We just do normal.
Uh, yes, we roll, but re-roll ones. Those are. Oh, sorry, give me a minute. My dog is acting up. Okay, I am back. But yeah, no. Just roll it in the chat and then re-roll once.
Rolling is the wrong person. It's my own fault.
Uh, Phoenix, for your question, think my answer is
Yeah.
going to be no. You
No.
can't kind of multi-class into the same class of a different subclass.
I mean, I
Um,
can't. I mean, even if I, for example, say studied under a champion fighter, I could not still take the role of champion fighter.
I
I
mean, you
mean,
asked a
so
question and you were given an answer. So,
fair enough. I mean, yeah, all
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna say just for how your fighting style is and your how your subclass acts is your makes you're going to rule is not quite compatible with other quote unquote fighting styles or other subtypes. So for
So
this,
could
we're
I
just going to
class into
say you could multi-class into a different class, but not into the same class of a different subclass.
what is your rules on multi-classing into a barbarian or something of that sort? Like
So
Tusk.
long as you meet the prereqs, which is I think a 13 in the stats that are like the primary stats for the subclass or for the class, then you
I
can
have a
multi-class into it.
I have a
So like
16
say,
strength and a 16 con.
yep, which is good for so barbarian you could multi-class into. You have the stats to multi-class into.
So
However,
what other class would complement fighter other than barbarian? That's a melee style class that I could multitask and class into. Could I
uh,
would a paladin work because I represent a god? Or would that be like the oath of like a bad oath paladin since I represent Masnius and normally paladins are good oath? I mean, how would that work?
uh, you could in theory technically. However, you do have a 12 in your charisma, um, and you would need a
Okay.
13 charisma to multi-class into paladin. Um,
Oh, okay.
if you would really like to multi-class into paladin, I would. I actually I would allow it normally because you have the strength to back it up. Um, yeah, no, I would say yes. Even though you technically do not meet the prereq to multi-class into paladin, I would still allow you to multi-class into paladin
So
if
what
you
would be
would like.
easier for you to work out? Paladin or barbarian? Well, I just don't want to make this a long thing. Or is better yet, if you want to hold off and we can get together another day and work this out, we can because
I
I don't
mean,
want to hold up the campaign.
either would be simple enough. However, uh, as a I would personally, I would recommend you wait another level before you multi-class so that you can have multi-attack.
Okay.
Because if you were to multi-class now, you would not get multi-attack until you either level up again and took a fifth level in fighter, or reach level 5 and you one of your other subclasses.
So
So
you
or
think I
other.
should wait? So you think I should do level 5 fighter and then multi-class after the next level up?
That would be my personal recommendation because especially as a melee character, multi attack is really good for you.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll take the level 5 in fighter then and get multi-attack. Would that work?
Yep. But again, you don't have to if you really want to multi-class, but that would be my personal recommendation.
I'll take your personal recommendation because I've never actually played a
Yeah. Um, in that case, let me double check to see if because because of your subclass. Let me check to make sure nothing changes. Be with your spells. Nope, nothing changes at this level. Yeah. So, here, let's level you up real quick to have this up. Let's reduce this back down to what it was before.
I tried
If
to level up and
Phoenix,
realized I don't know how to level up, but
uh,
it's fine.
I'll help you in just a second. Phoenix, if you
Thank
could
you.
roll a D10. Okay. So you 7 plus your con of 3, so you gained 10 health. So you now have a max of 42. I also realize I need to push a long rest. So, if you click, Ina, if you click the little hourglass that's next to the prof on the main page,
Uh-huh.
and then drag the square at the end of the druid line, and just like the drag and drop it onto the
Oh, wow.
little class level thing, it should handle most of that.
And I put my hit points back down to 36, right? And then we roll and see what I
Yep.
get.
Roll a d8.
6.
Right.
Wow.
So you gained 9, so you go up to 45. Because
That's-
it is what you roll plus your con, so 45. There you
Dear
go.
Lord, that
You got
was too
there.
hard. Can I not click on random things? I don't want to make death saves. Thank you.
Yep. Beyond that,
And you get to roll twice and pick the best.
I mean, yeah, I can roll again. It's also okay. It's a 5, but it looks like
It
it's
looks like
in
it's 6.
between the middle of a 5 and a 6.
as I real quick pull up Druids. Level 5. I'm just double check to make sure you got your proper spell slots, which you do. You know, 3rd level spell slots, very exciting for the spellcasters of the group. So you'll have to mess with your prepared spells for and add in all the 3rd level spells.
I think I have to add them all in. Gosh dang.
And then here, I can help with that.
I'm like, ah.
Here.
I personally just go through and pick the ones I think I will ever use,
Yeah.
but that's me. Because there might be a time when you want that one that you forgot.
And you get to prepare one more spell.
Yeah.
In addition, you get from your subclass Revivify, and since we decided to change it because it felt like it made sense for a Wildfire Druid, Fireball.
Yeah, no, so I was just looking through all of my 3rd level spells, and I'm like, this looks interesting, this looks interesting, this looks interesting. And I don't know, Nick, did you mention something about Fireball? And I'm like, I can't get Fireball, it's
I
criminal,
think
but
so,
I
yeah.
cannot cast Fireball. But yeah, no, it was just a whole thing.
Yeah. Oop.
Okay, you done? Looks like it.
I'm close. Give me just a quick second. I still have to add Fireball.
Wow.
Oop.
Okay, so I get
Oh, and I also have to add Revivify because that's also one you get that's not.
Is it a 2nd level spell or something?
No, it's a 3rd level spell. It's just not
Oh.
on the. I was adding from the Druid spell list, not the. So here, preparation. You always get Revivify. You always get
Fireball.
Fireball.
So we both try to check it. It's a 5. Okay, I
I'll just leave you to it at this point. And then, in addition to what spells you have prepared now, you also get what to prepare one more spell.
Yes.
and then you can switch out your other prepared spells. Yeah. All right. Sven, I think you're all good. I'm assuming.
Yes, I get Call Lightning and Sleet Storm as
Nice.
a Tempest Cleric. And I also have Destroy Undead, so if they're wimpy undeads, I can just destroy them instead of turning them.
Do I get any new abilities spent Nick, now that I think about it, or anything new?
Uh, so I did double check this. You do not get anything new on your spell. If you want to switch out a spell, you can.
No, I'm talking about
Um,
like how do I do multi attack? I need to walk through that because I've never played a
so
melee a fighter character
uh,
before. So
so it's not like a. It'll just be like on your turn, you can just make 2 attacks instead of just one
okay,
as part of
so
your attack action.
extra attack basically. Okay,
Yeah.
is that
Well,
what it's called?
yeah. Extra attack, same thing as multi attack. I switch between both, but you as a fighter, you can make 2 attacks. What's nice about fighter, if you decide to just keep with fighter, uh, they end up getting even more multi attacks. Like 11th level fighter, they get 3, and at 20th level they make 4. If so, fighters get
Yeah,
like even better extra attack than other classes. But
yeah.
it's always nice to have the base level regardless.
I do
Other
have
than that, nothing else really changes for you at 5th level.
I
But
do have to dip though because mom has to go to bed, so I can't stay up early. Sorry guys. I thought it should be up till 1. She has
okay,
work in the
well,
morning, so
glad you were here for the for us to get through the level up, and it's actually time for break.
yeah.
In
So
that case,
when the
have
dip
a good night, and talk to you later. And again, yeah, I think rest of us will take our break now, and we'll continue with our journey next time.
All right, guys. Good luck. Have a good one.
Yep.
I got the Romeo and Juliet spell. Am I going to prepare it? Probably not, but it's fun.
So did
Which spell
you
exactly?
Alright, we are back. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out with us, Joe. Don't forget, if you guys are looking for a nice, different, better tasting energy drink, check out Dubby. You can also go to, when you check out, hit Spencer77 in that little code. Get 10% off. It is great stuff. Very impressed. I've been drinking it for more than 6 months now. I've gone through like 6, maybe 7 canisters. Each one is 30 drinks, so check them out. And looks like Nick is back, so take it away.
Alrighty. Well, the night passes by uneventfully, though as here we all leveled up. Guys feeling, renewed and more confident with yourselves after the epic task that you have accomplished. And we move on with our next day of travel. That brings us to, we'll say, Ina, could you give me a D100?
Sorry, did you say Ina?
Yes.
Okay.
Sven rolled before. Actually,
Yes, no, literally the only reason I asked is because I just heard nah. And I'm
Fair
like, cool. Wow.
A 6 and now a 7.
Are we going to
read.
have more squirrel shenanigans?
Another level up.
Well, the squirrel shenanigans was going to happen regardless. The thing that he rolled for was the bark. So, as you are traveling this time, because switches out as I grab my thing to double check something. Oop, nope, that is another special material that you come across. As you wow, words. Been a long week.
Okay.
So you come across a outcropping of crystals and a little clearing in the forest during your days of travel. These crystals are kind of, or it looks almost, or they look like amethyst crystals that are kind of growing, or not growing, but that are kind of naturally kind of forming in this clearing that kind of sparkles in the midday light by the time you come across them.
Wow, so fancy.
Are you gonna do anything with the crystals, or are you just gonna move on?
Do I know?
They do not. It does not look like a place they would normally form. They look like they are naturally forming. That you would know that they normally do not form naturally on the surface, especially just in a random clearing like this.
Yeah. But like you said, they look like they are naturally formed.
Yes, but it's the environment that you're finding them in is odd, but they do look like naturally forming, like just for how it's like growing and kind of sticking out of this rock in the center of the clearing.
I don't think Ina knows a whole lot about like gems or stuff like that, but maybe she'll point them out, and if anyone else wants to have a look at them, they can. She's not like that interested in it herself, but
As a druid, You didn't learn about that in Druid school?
What do you mean? They're crystals. Like, she knows that they're crystals and knows that they look naturally formed, but more do you want from her?
Are we still with Zolbit?
Yes, Zolbit's still with you guys.
Yeah. We'll ask him and see if he knows what they do.
Yeah, I'll do a quick. Um, the it looks like a something that is the forest almost the swamp grew possibly to help counteract the corruption of Zazi, almost like a cancer cell, or well, you wouldn't say that, but like a rash on your body, like it forms to as it's trying to fight off an infection.
Okay.
This appears to be much the same way. It might still contain some of the essence, one way or another.
The essence of what? Of corruption?
Yes, but like this is a special swamp. Some non-natural things tend to happen. I mean, we have these giant mushrooms the size of trees, and it was under a unnatural effect, as I believe to be just a symptom of this. But if it does contain part of Zalazi's corruption, I believe we should destroy it.
Makes sense.
Does anyone want to show off some new magic to destroy the crystal cluster?
I mean, I feel like Call Lightning would be a lot cooler than me just.
Nice.
I mean, Fireball is new, but I'm telling you to do it, Barnacle.
Well, he's all for Call Lightning anytime you need it. He's already casting as soon as before you finish the sentence. So the clouds appear overhead, and he will blast it for the duration, which I think is a minute. So 10 times.
It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. It's 100 times.
Call Lightning. 10-minute concentration up to 10 minutes, yes. So he'll blast it.
Yeah. This very localized lightning storm. The crystals almost
Laughing maniacally as he
the
does
light. The lightning strikes continue far after the crystals are destroyed, but I don't think Barnacle notices until after the fact.
I use my destructive wrath, which means one of them does max damage.
Just shattering and just completely obliterated by the localized lightning storm. And they say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice.
Is that Zolbit? Like,
yes, that's Zolbit. Like as he's just like witnessing this. And with that, you guys continue on. Nothing else seems to be hampering you as your journey. You go to camp for the night, and the night is generally uneventful. Moving into our last, just to help kind of speed things up, moving into our last day of travel, if one of you two could give me another D100.
Oh, right. It has to be one of us, since it's no longer three, only two. Well, Sven, what do you think? Do you want to, or shall I?
You can do it. Go for it.
Oh, Lord.
We believe in you.
You shouldn't.
Um, as you're traveling today, you come across um, an unfortunate soul who got caught up in one of the traps that was out in the forest around the swamp. I keep saying forests. Anyways, that was out in the swamp, and you just kind of see this this like log trap that's like kind of like jammed into a tree, and just this person that's kind of crushed between the trunk of a tree and this giant log that's kind of swung and pinned him in place. That's just long expired. Um, some unfortunate traveler with a
Are
um,
they
pinned to a tree.
dead?
They
Because,
are very much long dead. They
oh.
probably have been dead for well over 2 weeks.
Merritt doesn't trust this. He has his crossbow out and his spell ready.
Yeah. It looks like the body does have like a bag on him that was kind of knocked aside, and it's kind of
Phoenix
just
will
like
go
amongst the roots
loot
of the
the
tree.
bags, do a full body cavity check.
Oh, boy.
You find half a dozen rations, a what looks to be a partial set of a leatherworker's toolkit, half a dozen arrows. Uh, Nothing of real value. Just
Is there
there's a
anything?
rope. There's a good 50-foot hempen rope. Looks to be like the only thing of real good use, outside of the partial. Looks like almost part picked over by animals. You were gonna ask something, Nina?
Is there anything that we could use to possibly identify him so we could, like, carry the news back to whoever he might know?
Uh, at this state of decay and amongst the what is left of his stuff, no.
Unfortunate.
What has the weather been
Unless
like? And are we still in the swamps?
you are still in the swamp. The weather over the past couple of days have been generally nice, but there was like there was a storm a couple of days ago when you're on your way to the dungeon.
Okay, so if there was a fire, it wouldn't spread because everything's pretty damp around here and green.
Yep, correct. It is a fairly wet forest. Keep saying forest. It's a swamp, but it is a
Forest.
You want to go ahead and burn it? That way there's no chance of it being used to come back.
Hmm.
Some rogue necromancer walking by.
Oh, if you put it like that, we'll probably readily, like, move over and I believe I have just the cantrip create bonfire. No, I have control
Nice.
flame.
Yeah.
I don't think I have control flames, which
Well, I
would
think amongst your fire cantrips, Mara's fire cantrips, and Phoenix's fire cantrips, you guys are able to.
burn the
And you can also
ball.
just summon your wildfire spirit to burn it for you.
True.
You guys are able to give this unfortunate traveler a good old Viking send off.
Except for without the cool boat.
Funeral pyre.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I don't need the rope. Merritt already has one. Barnacle doesn't want to carry one, so
Ina could take it if no one else wants to carry it.
sure. If you don't have a rope,
Uh,
good idea.
if you don't have rope, just add grab some hempen rope, or if you do, just increase it by your count by 1.
Yay, now I have 2 ropes.
All right. Well, and with that, by the end of the day, you guys arrive at Zolbit's Druid Grove. It is it is about a half day's journey from his grove to the village. So he offers to let you guys stay for the night. As
Nice.
by the time you get there, it's getting late, and it's while things are better, it's still the wilderness. Doesn't want you to run into something or fall in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we're in no particular
the
hurry.
Tybalt
So
family would certainly like the rest.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys
so by this
rest for a
time,
night.
Merritt has convinced Cal to carry the horse thing. I mean, Merritt has convinced Mr. Tybalt to carry the horse thing, so he's not carrying it anymore. Tybalt's carrying it.
All right. Yeah. At this point, easy to convince him. You guys did save him and his family's life. Yeah. You guys spend the night at the Druid Grove. If you want to attempt to make the punk tree bark into a greater healing potion, you have the time and the tools at the grove to do so.
Yeah, I'll give it
Sounds
to
like a good idea.
Ina to do that.
All right.
If nothing else, Ina can learn from Zolbit how to do it.
Punk tree.
I would say if you would like to give me either we'll call this a medicine or survival check.
Probably.
Make it with advantage and make 2 rolls.
2 rolls at advantage.
Yes, and
Nice.
either medicine or survival, your choice.
Wow,
Or
they're both
nature
wisdom.
if you want, but I would assume you would want the wisdom based.
You gave me 2 wisdom based ones to choose from. Of course we can do one and then the other. Wait, that's not an advantage. Let me just roll it again. Wow, garbage.
Wow.
13.
Don't
Shabby.
use survival, friends.
Well, it was a DC 13 to
Nice.
make the potion, so you actually make it.
Hooray!
So you guys now have 2 greater healing potions.
Probably gives them back to Barnacle. And Barnacle can decide if he wants to distribute them at all.
You said greater healing? Yeah,
Yep,
so I'll take
potion
one,
of
I'll give
greater
one
healing.
back to her. Do we have... I don't have one, so let me...
Alright. I just pulled it up, so I'll throw one into Ina's inventory, and unless you've already found it, I'll throw it into your inventory as well.
No, I don't have it. I know Barnacle doesn't have one. Cool.
Yeah.
So now he has 2 potions of healing and 1 potion of greater healing, and I'll delete the punk tree bark. Boink, it's gone.
Nice. Beyond that,
and by the way, just to clarify, I didn't think about it at the time. You did say that there were arrows, not crossbow bolts, with the dead guy, right?
Yes, they would have been arrows.
Okay, so yeah, so
You
neither
would
of
have
my
also
2
found,
people
a broken
use arrows.
short bow.
We both use bolts, so
yeah. You find you would also find nearby a broken short bow at the time. So.
Okay. Oh, I could have spoke with him. I forgot. Oh well. Hey, just so you know, I have this amulet I've been carrying around for a long time. Lets me talk to the dead every once in a while. So if we ever come across this again, I just forget I have it. It's creepy talking to him, but it comes in handy sometimes. It's a great scene from the D&D movie.
Yeah. It was. It's very indicative of a couple of times that I've actually had that happen.
5 questions. What? Did
Yeah.
that count? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think the one time that actually that like it came into play with one of the, it was either a one shot or one of the earlier campaigns that I ran. That was almost exactly how the first use of the spell went. Good times. Um, anyways, you guys are able to rest at the Druid Grove, and then either that night or in the morning you make the potions. Before you guys depart, Zolbit does give you guys. Particularly, he talks to Ina again, but he also talks to all of you guys because of the stuff that was mentioned at the dungeon. Kind of tells you the location of his associate and gives you kind of his name and generally where you should be able to find him. However, I do not have those notes up at the moment, but
So this is Zolbit?
Zolbit informs you of a druid associate of his. He tells you the person's name. I know I'm being a little vague, but it's just because I don't have the
Right.
name and the name and location up in front of me at the moment. But this is information that he has that he would give you guys. He does let you know that his associate is up in front of me at the moment. But this is information that he has about a half day's journey east of a town that's southeast of here. So it's which the town name I don't have up in front of me, unfortunately. Apologies, being a terrible DM here, but but he lets you all know that there is a town southeast of here, about a week's journey away by road from the village. It's on the edge of a area of land known as the Scale Lands. It's kind of like a Scablands type area, a lot of high-rise plateaus and gorges and such. And his friend is located within the, kind of has a menagerie of animals that he helps take care of in the Scale Lands. That is, east of the town.
So southeast of Falsvein?
Yeah, southeast of Falsvein is the town, which I'll need to find where that town name is.
Right, so we're looking for a town on the edge of the
too.
Scale Lands, about a week to the southeast of Falsvein. We're looking for a druid. So what's
The
this?
druid is
what's his race? What?
The druid's race is a.
Do you know if you remember that off the top of your head or not?
Give me a second. It's like, it's not that. It's would be what's the name? Kenku. That's the name I was looking for. It's like it's not Aarakocra. It's the other one.
Okay.
It's the other bird person.
Yeah. It's like, funnily enough, Owlin was the other one that was coming to mind. It's like it's not the owl person. It's not the
Right.
Aarakocra. It's the other bird person. No, he's a Kenku druid. Where are those notes? But he's takes care of a menagerie of animals in the Scale Lands, about a half day's journey east of the town.
Good to know.
This is also the person who he says should have a lead for the thing that you are looking for.
Right. For
Yeah.
No, so if no one else has a reason for going that way, Ina is going that way. So
But partially lets everyone know about it because his friend tends to be a little bit more knowledgeable in like the goings on of the wider world, especially because he's located next to a town that sees more traffic than than he generally does, and the place that he's closer to. Plus, Zolbit himself does not really interact with the village that he's near, towards like the outside world outside of the swamp.
Right.
But he might be able to help you with if with other goings on that. And if not, then the figure you saw, illusionary figure, is probably not local if his friend doesn't know about it. Which I'm feeling really bad because I don't know where my notes are for where his name is. I just remember he's wherever I have the town notes too.
well, we wish you the best and luck of finding them, so you don't have
I
to
will
be
have
right.
next time we play because. But
So
I do apologize. I will next time we play. I will have that information that I will convey it. If not,
Okay.
I'll convey it in the Discord.
So, Barnacle doesn't know what's going on. Why are we going there? Ina?
well, so ugh. It's so hard to play a character with negative charisma. um, she'll probably say some. Ugh, I don't know what I'm doing. I am looking for an extinct medicinal herb that may not be extinct. Or at least that's what she hopes. Whoa.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, that's all she says. But that's why she wants to go. Yeah, no. In other terms, like if we go to a bigger town, there might be more evidence of whatever Crystal Heart cult that we've been chasing after is. We're being hunted down, so might not be a bad idea to get surrounded by more people.
Ah, Crystal Heart Cult. I like it. You should be a bard. And if you don't, if you haven't looked at the notes next to where you pick your character, under player, there's notes section. There's also, I have enemies, which has a list of every enemy we've ever fought. And
Wow.
and Nick is Awesome just has our story notes very briefly.
In addition to like letting you guys know
World
this,
Merit Bane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merit Bane.
In addition to telling you kind of the location of where his friends, he also gives you this little little like emblem symbol thing made out of like small bones and twigs. Show this to my friend, and he will know you are a friend. Gives you a little druid circle symbol or emblem.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, you know, we'll probably put it in.
Which I will just
Okay.
thoroughly have an actual item for. Doesn't actually have any effect besides the name, but
That's fine.
yeah, I'll just throw a couple into the.
While we're like kind of camping out with Zolbit, I just was looking through my inventory and I still have this ambush Drake hide. Does Zolbit know anything about maybe turning that into some armor or
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
he knows some techniques to that he could share. Generally, you're going to want some like leather workers' tools and or take it and but he well it takes longer than like the time you have with him.
True.
And also he doesn't have tools on hand, but
That's fair. I was just like looking through my inventory because I'm like I'm carrying
actually like
203
he would have some
pounds.
tools at the druid circle, but not enough time before you guys leave to do anything with it. So
That's
he
fair.
would uh he'll give you kind of like a brief overview of the of a process to make it into some hide or leather armor, depending on how you want to take it. Because it could be used to make hide armor, or you could use it to make leather armor.
Hmm. I was hoping scale armor, but it's fine.
We're also not in a hurry, so if it's only going to take a couple days, we can stay, relax, heal up. The rest of us can go drop off the Trobins and then come back.
That's true.
We're not going to be able to find. It's not like we can go into any town and just grab your armor. So I wouldn't mind a couple days relaxing.
No, Ina's just not the type to like buy things. She's more the type to
Right.
take what she has, as like shown by what shield she uses, which is just woven willow wood. But yeah,
Yeah. So Merritt also agrees that we
So I
can wait a
guess
day or two.
yeah, for your to answer your question, because it is if you roll well, you could make like scale armor. It was you wanted to make scale mail, you said?
I honestly, I literally don't know what like the actual in-game name is. I just thought druids don't use metal. What's
Yeah.
better than leather armor? Oh.
Drakes have scales, so it could be scale
I mean,
mail.
yeah,
Just saying.
Only
yeah,
if I
if you
do a
want to.
good job.
I
Which
guess just a real quick double check. You do have proficiency with. Yes, you do. So yeah, no, you could definitely make scale mail using the Drake hide because they do have scales. It would be a little bit harder than making hide armor, but also as a benefit, if you fail, you could still make hide armor
true.
Nice. Good.
because it's like different components of the same. Like so, you're just using the scales versus the actual like proper hide.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, no. If you would like to give me um, we'll say with the help of since you're sticking around, with the help of Zolbit, give me a survival check. And I will say, because normally this would be like a tools check, but
Hmm.
since Zolbit's helping you, he's basically giving you like the knowledge with the tools instead,
Hmm.
thus allowing you to use the skill you're proficient in. But I'll say it'll just be a straight roll. So not
Okay.
advantage, it's just you get to use that skill you're proficient in.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That was almost
That
a
was so
one.
close.
That was almost a one.
Yep.
I didn't ruin it, guys.
Woohoo!
Nice. You are able to make
27.
scale mail,
Nice.
and I'll say
It's +2 because you rolled so well.
Maybe if I rolled a 20.
instead, actually, because you rolled so well, you'll have scale mail, but without the disadvantage on stealth.
Wow. So
So give me a
fancy.
quick second to get that up.
Plus, you can go through airport security because it's not made of metal.
Or druid security. Either or.
Got that, and then there we go. I'm gonna just drop this in your inventory.
Fun. Get rid of the ambush strike hide.
Yep, and then Drake scale mail in your inventory.
And you can also wrap now.
Okay, I deleted the hide from my inventory.
Were you wearing? You are wearing leather armor, so just be sure to unequip the leather armor and then equip the scale mail.
Yeah, you're not as squishy anymore.
Woo!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Make sure it's coded properly. Yep. 14 plus your max dex, plus a shield, which you do have the shield that looks like equipped.
Yes, I
Good.
usually do.
Yep. I'm just making sure it's all coding properly. So yeah, there you go. You now have an AC of 18 with the shield.
That's crazy.
Yay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It does take a couple of days, so but because of how well you rolled, it only ends up taking 2 days.
Wow.
In which time the others could take the Tybalt family back to the village and then return.
I'm also going to give him the painting.
Mhm.
Of let me
Okay.
see where here it is, the Merlane painting. It is again just like the wine. It's worth 100 gold. He can keep it. He can sell it to the temple. He can have an heirloom for the rest of the Tybalt family to have, whatever he wants. But here we go.
Oh yeah, there's stuff I was carrying that I did want to sell, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll sell it later.
Yeah, when we get
And also, depending
to
on
the
what you
town,
want to sell,
we'll do that.
the village will probably not be able to buy it.
Right.
That's
Depending on
fair
what it
because
is.
they're fairly
They'll
small.
definitely not be able to buy all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a nearby town you've heard about now. It should have more resources.
It's bigger. They can buy my junk off me.
Anyways, so actually, with that, as you guys, uh, meet back up with Ina and then start to head back out. Once she has her new fancy armor, which feel free to describe that as you will, or you don't have to do that right now.
Honestly, I don't remember what color the ambush strike was, but I'm just gonna say it was like a deep kind of russet brown, and it'll like be super like cool looking when she's surrounded by fire.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But as you guys are headed out and making your way, I'm going to, well, unless you say otherwise, I'm going to assume you guys are going to stop by the village one last time before, as you kind of it. You could go around it if you want to, but you could also just head through it to the road that would take you to the town.
I'll head through it.
I mean, Ina's fine with skipping it, but if anyone wanted to go through it, she's also not against going through it.
Barnacle is all
But
about
she doesn't
whatever's faster.
want
If it's easier,
to.
it's a straighter line to go through it, we'll go through it. Otherwise, we can go around. He has no reason to go there. You know, it's not like we're going to buy anything or do anything, but whatever's fastest.
It would be faster and easier to go through the village.
Yep.
Cool, I guess we're going through the village.
Yep.
That's his vote.
Maybe don't stay in the temple this time, Barnacle. Like, I mean, I know they're freed from the brainwashing influence now, in theory, but also, like, never again.
Well, the odds of it happening again are very slim. So
No.
If I had a nickel for how many times X happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
that happened twice, yeah.
Uh,
Alright, so we'll head through the town. Just
Yep,
maybe grab a bite to eat, and then take off. Make sure we have enough rations and stuff, and then go. Make sure that
when you reach the
Tybalts
town,
are still alive in the 2 days they've been here.
When you reach the town, you kind of you stop and you have lunch because it's about a half day's journey from the grove to the village. In the one remaining tavern, the other one,
They had back rooms and back, like, secret places installed so they could kidnap people more efficiently. I don't feel bad.
Whereas as you spend the night, or not spend the night, as you're having your meal, Ralph actually comes and finds you again. Hearing people in, and comes and finds you. To kind of thank you one last time, pays for your meal and everything. As he's kind of there talking to you guys, he mentions, so I've been spreading the good word of your guys's, of your help with the other people of the village. And comparing notes, it seems like a good chunk of the village were in a similar state, but are now kind of out of it again, including the members of the temple, and, well, the remaining priests of the temple would like to meet you guys again to apologize. As well as the mayor would like to meet you, if you guys are willing.
If anyone else in the party does want to go, Ina's going with them, because she will not take the party getting split up and, like, kidnapped again. Like,
Yes. Barnacle is interested, and I think Merritt would also be interested. I believe on how they
Merritt wants
played,
to be praised and rewarded.
Yes. So sure. Yeah, lead the way.
Alright. Mayor or temple first?
Mayor.
Alrighty, this way. And because this might be the last time you see it, I'll just real quick share the map of Falsefang again.
I can finally delete it from my hotkey.
So the Inn of the Sleeping Serpent is the one that's remaining. The Golden Grain Inn is the one that collapsed and you guys had a bad time at.
Which, again, I will say, it wasn't our fault either. Like, I don't feel bad, but it wasn't even our fault to begin with, because Clay decided that because he couldn't kidnap us, we had to die. And it's like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah. but he leads you to this, nice little village or this nice little 2-story house, kind of tucked back behind some trees on the edge of the little pond here. And kind of like, knocks on the door. It's a nice, if a bit worn building, well lived in. And one of only like a couple of 2-story buildings you've seen, like outside of the inns and the giant temple.
Okay.
Most other buildings here are just like single story. But he knocks. After a minute, a looks to be like a halfling, kind of wearing some armor, kind of like a guard. Opens the door. Is like, "Oh, Ralph, what brings you? Oh, is this them? Yeah. They Mayor said they want to meet the people who helped save the village, and they said they were interested. So brought them by." I was like, "Oh, great. Oh, come on in. He's in his office." And the halfling guard kind of like waves you all in to follow him, up the stairs and into a nice little office area, to which there's a kind of a middle-aged, human.
So, as we head over there from the thing, I'm going to throw on my vestments real quick. So I'll be wearing my Agdar vestments as we come in.
Yeah. You come up and kind of all enter, and the mayor kind of stands up, is like, "Oh, you must be the heroes that Ralph mentioned. I'm Mayor Shield. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Don't believe I know. Ralph mentioned your names, but I'm sorry. I'm a little bad with names. If you could please introduce yourselves to me, or he wouldn't say it that way. If I could please ask for all of your names."
Ema is not very good at this sort of situation, and she literally only came because she still does not trust these people. So she'll probably remain silent.
Um, Barnacle wouldn't know. Merritt would want an insight check to see if this is some sort of fairy, fey bargain. But while while Merritt's trying to study this, Barnacle will say, "Barnacle, I am the servant of Agdar. There it is. Here's his insight for Merritt. Because I have done this to them before. Can I please have your name?
Like,
let me
yep.
get your name, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
You no longer remember what your name is."
Mayor takes a second and then kind of like grandiosely introduces himself. I'm not believing this to not be the case.
Okay.
And Phoenix would also introduce himself because Phoenix is Phoenix.
And Phoenix would also introduce Ina if she doesn't introduce herself.
Yeah, no, I was like just gonna say, it's not gonna introduce herself, so if someone else wants to, they can. But she's kind of just like standing behind the rest of the party, kind of glowering over the top of them.
Well, thank you again. I'm Mayor Shield. Truly, I am thankful. This cult, as I now know to be the source, was been plaguing us for some time, and well, I unfortunately was unable to solve the issue. I would like to reward you, however, I must admit we don't really have the resources at the moment. Most of our seems most of our city's funds have disappeared over the last few months. However, if there's anything I could assist you with, I would. I would very much like to help you in some way for all the help that you've given us. Whether that be mounts. I don't know if you're where you might be heading after this, but if there's fuck my brain. Sorry again.
Out of character, my first thought is write us a letter of recommendation to say that we're not bad people, so this doesn't happen to us again. But Ina does not think that far. It is me who's thinking that far. But
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
So, it's Barnacle. Well, we appreciate the offer, but you do need to stay on guard because the main liaison between the cult and this big undead snake being that we destroyed is still around. Clay, you may have heard of him. He'll motion for Merritt, and Merritt will do a minor illusion of Clay.
Yeah.
Because he has the minor illusion spell, so he'll do the minor illusion of him. So watch out for this guy. Your innkeeper saw him and interacted with him as well. Some of your town's guards will probably recognize him. Don't know if he'll be back, since he knows he's recognized here, but just keep in mind that he's ready. And we could use some crossbow bolts if you've got some extra crossbow bolts.
Well, I can easily enough provide that. Anyway, I did hear some reports about the Genasi. I'll put out some wanted posters. Have the constable put out some wanted posters. Probably have to send a message to the town to spread the word. He would say the town name, to the southeast that you guys are aware of, that I am currently just unable to find. I don't want to say the wrong name, but
Right.
yeah.
Do you know of any caravans heading down that way within the next couple days?
Um,
Don't really want the responsibility of mounts. It's too much work.
fair enough. I believe the
No, I reserve
I
the
believe
right for
the
Merritt
acolytes
to
of the Temper.
ask for a horse if he wants one. But
Well,
Yeah.
to find a horse that would carry Ina would be quite a feat because she's like over 300 pounds. She's massive. 8'1" is not a
You,
small size.
Get you a Auroch or something. Yeah, no. But to answer your question, I believe the acolytes of the temple were planning to some sort of journey to the town. As you're aware of, the head priest and priestess of the temple were caught up in the cult and are no longer with us. I believe that was your guys' job for helping fix that situation. But they are in need of a new head priest, so they were going to reach out to their sister temple in the town to hopefully get a replacement. Other than that, I don't know of any caravans that might be, unless one arrives the next day, that's just passing through. But
And again, I don't know that Phoenix would want to mount or not, but Barnacle does not care.
I'll ask them again. Like there was the offer made, but yeah, you guys are. As for the other thing you requested, you guys are able to be easily provided with another full quiver of bolts, 2 if you'd like.
Okay. So I gave 1 to Merritt, so they now have 2, and then I just added 17 to mine to give me a total of 50, which is more than I'll ever need.
Sounds good. If you end up traveling with whatever the acolytes are, or if you're just heading down southeast to the town, here, give me a moment, and he's gonna sit down and write up something real quick and kind of fold it up, put it into a letter, put some wax on it, and stamp it with his emblem.
Okay.
Here's a letter of introduction if you find yourself in need in the village. I have some connections there, and, well, if you find yourself in trouble, this should help, well, smooth things over. If,
what is this mayor's name?
Mayor Shield.
That's this mayor, right?
Yes.
Or are we talking about the mayor for the bigger town? Or...
Which I will also add that to...
Alright, so we'll give that to Merritt. So he'll have this little letter of introduction.
Okay.
And he is... while the mayor is doing that, Merritt's gonna sort of move to the side a little bit and practice doing illusion where the mayor can't see of the mayor, so that later on he can study this and become him if he ever wants to.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's able to do so.
I don't know what he needs, so if he needs to hear him speak for a certain amount of time or anything like that, he'll ask questions if he needs to, or whatever he needs to do just so he can take his persona if he ever... Don't know if he even would want to, but just in case, it sounds like something he would do.
Yeah. Just need to observe for at least a minute and kind of hear them, generally speaking.
Nice. Yeah, so he's good. Plenty good.
So he's good. Yeah. With that, you said you made a note of the letter of introduction?
Yes.
Okay. With that, that's all the mayor really has. He'll see you guys out. After that, and again, he's very thankful and thanks you all again, and wishes you luck on your future travels.
Okay.
Beyond that, if you want to, do you guys still want to go to the temple, or do you want to pass on that?
Yes, Barnacle will definitely want to go to the temple, make sure that they are aware, answer any questions they might have. he wants to foster any kind of assistance they may need.
That's fair. Again, like, Ina doesn't care where we go as long as there's nobody that's just by themselves anymore.
Yep.
You guys,
Because, like, imagine if Barrett had been alone at the end. Barrett would have gotten kidnapped too.
yep. I mean, had he rolled poorly, he very well could have. Yeah. The next stage of killing two of your players in session 2, kidnapping two of your players in session 2. Those deaths were not my fault.
That's
Anyways, so you walk over to the temple. Ralph, stays with you guys and it's just generally chatting you up. He seems kind of back to his jovial self again. As he's escorting you guys around, saying hi to the villagers as you kind of like walk through a portion of the town or the village, and everyone seems to be in the village seems to be a lot nicer and more welcoming.
That's good.
Now, you arrive at the temple. You see like see a few people like kind of moving around. But when you arrive, you kind of have a group of about or you see like three acolytes kind of quickly kind of rush to come and meet you once they hear that you're here, and they kind of start to frantically talk over each other, starting to like say the same thing but in slightly different ways before they like all stop. It's like, and then the middle one's just like, sorry, we were thank you for what you've done for us, for the village. And like they look at Marvel specifically, it's like, we are so sorry for what happened to you, what happened here last time. That's not Merlane's way. That's we we don't really know. Oh, it was over. Well, we do know it was over us, but it wasn't our will. We are so sorry. And well, can we ask a favor of you guys one more time? We don't have no one here who is equipped to lead the temple, who is equipped to help facilitate the Morlane's blessings in a proper way this time. Would you be willing to escort some of our acolytes to the town?
This is exactly what I was thinking when the mayor mentioned it. I'm like, I don't really want to go with them. That just sounds like an escort quest. But it's fine. It's fine.
Or if you would be willing to carry the message for us. So we would greatly appreciate it if you could help us. We could really use someone who has, who has a greater wielding of Merlin's power to help, restore the lands. We're already getting reports of the farmlands suffering as a result of the recent corruption, and the temple itself is not in the best state.
So Ina didn't say that out loud.
No, I know. But that was like a part of what that's part of what they would be like. They very clearly don't have their shit together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
So they're like, of the three people who are kind of talking to you, like they'll like, one person will like interrupt to inject with certain bits, or and they'll like trade off. But these seem to be like the three that are like pseudo in charge.
Hmm.
Do you
Well,
have
Or at least
an
honestly,
studied this
acolyte
part.
who can cook?
Yes, we have an acolyte that can cook.
If they travel with us and agree to feed us on the way, then we will accompany you. And he'll sort of put his hand on the tree. Just needs some healing before it. It would be a shame if it's this wood to die.
It would. That is a. I feel like that your your request is the least we could probably do. We'll go get we'll go get our cook and we'll send him with you. Um, thank you so much. Yeah, and they will. I will have to. Yeah, but yeah, they will arrange for their cook, acolyte who acts as their cook to accompany you guys on the journey. I will have to
How
roll
many
off
are
that
there?
sidekick. Uh, they will have. They'll be sending 3 people.
cool.
Uh, you know, 2 acolytes plus the cook acolyte who's the cook.
It's Merlin, right?
Merlane, yeah.
Okay.
Just make note of this for myself. I'm just gonna throw 3 acolytes into the combat tracker.
Okay.
And I will with that later. Yeah. I think with that, we'll end there for the night. As
Nice.
yeah, you have a couple of reasons to head to the nearby town, which again I'll get that name next time.
Hooray.
Yeah, got a couple of you know, well, not quite fetch quests, but well, fetch quests to pursue. Lines of you know,
Help the temple rebuild and hopefully not be corrupt.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna help. You're gonna go help get one. And just don't choose poorly. Yeah. Mate, you guys have saved Falsefane from the dangers of Zazi, the decayed Naga.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Here's some clues. I'm going to love it when it's revealed that the squirrel also has a crystal heart.
That'll be so great. I was like, was our saving of false fade through extra legal methods? Yes. But did we do it? Also, yes. But I keep forgetting I have push to talk on, so I need to push a button to talk. Imagine all of my smart remarks that just fall through the cracks because I forget.
That's a shame. You should repeat them all.
It's
Wait.
Verbatim.
like once the
Nah.
moment has passed, you
Wait.
can't just say it again.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you guys, you got a few leads to pursue. You got some mysteries to look into, and a new place to go explore. Yeah, again, we'll not be playing this campaign next month because I will be gone. But 2 months from now, we'll be back to start the next arc as we have now officially finished the False Fame arc or the Zarzi arc.
Hooray.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're
Well,
now
thank you,
level
Nick.
5.
I appreciate it. That's right. Level 5 is awesome. It's a nice
Yeah.
milestone. And I look forward to messing around with a little bit more with what Barnacle can do. And
Mhm.
don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to see how we got here. And Svenster77 on YouTube, Crystal Heart Campaign, you can find it. And whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.